Baby.
You gotta let me know we live.
All right.
Hey, good morning.
Come on, class. Come on, class. There you go. You said look at it again.
You always gotta look at it to make sure that it's
got what it need. Okay. Hello, class.
Hello, class.
You like that? Yeah.
And we in here.
We in there. Yeah. Let's go back to that black.
Can we get a team on 3?
No.
1, 2, 3. Team. Nephew.
When that nephew.
Let me get a hit off my gal.
Ooh, come fire.
If you want, maybe we can take it easy. I'm pushing up anytime you need me.
Kum fire.
I'm not misleading. It's 8 a.m. You got me wishing you was with me. Crash, full court pressure, know what you need. Someone that's about you, girl. I'm selfish outside of your chest. No, it's gold, it's a treasure. It's kinda cold right now. Let me keep you warm in this weather now. Loving you is my calling. Girl, I'm ready to put my
Welcome to the dopest morning show on the motherfucking earth, on the motherfucking globe. Thank you for being here with us.
Girl, I hold you up. No other feeling compare.
Let's go.
Intuition since your love in the air. Baby, just how tired if you feel that you scared. I know the way you feel it really feel like it's real.
Guess what, y'all?
And I probably wanna know how it feels having you on this side of me. Intimacy, enjoy your company. Tenderly and gently, that's the vibe for me, yeah. Get you ain't going nowhere.
This state of love, girl, I wanna go there. You the biggest drip, I don't need no mind clear. Girl, I'm ready, let me know whenever your mind clear.
You take an inch or a mile, I'll take it with you.
The life you wanna create, baby, can I make it with you? Stay down, let's get it, girl, I wanna run this cake with you.
Let's go. Baby, I'm serious, I don't mind playing the long game.
Follow your lead, be your shadow, wanna be your only. When I'm in your presence, I wanna hold you closely. Give you everything I got, you is what
I'ma have to turn that goddamn fan on. And I probably,
but I know how it feels having you on this side of me. Instantly, intimacy, enjoy your company. Tenderly and gently, that's the vibe for me.
Always made me want to do that.
That's the BJ. That BJ
Sway. He got me running. I should have been in the damn
band. Yes. On the drum line.
Hey, we gonna have to get us a little window unit AC in this motherfucker, because it be HOT in this motherfucker now. Just depending on the mornings, it be really HOT in this motherfucker. Let's get into what we came for. Where my blue dot bubbles at?
Hey, in here. It's all because of you.
Let's go.
It's the new song about
now I don't feel that pain.
Now sing along.
Wake up in the morning, I don't need no snooze. Got a date for a day, and up boom. Meditate for you while I wait for the cool. And I'm ready to be ready, let's get it.
I feel inside. I feel alive. I'm so expectant. I believe I'm flying high. I'm hungry.
When you need me, call me. I'll be there in a hurry. I'm your blue dot bubble, baby. When you need me, call me. I'll be there in a hurry. I'm your blue dot bubble, baby. Blue is everything. And everything is green. Blue is everything. And everything is green. Let's go.
New day, new way.
you, new you. Let's get it, better bubble on up. New way, new you, new you. Let's get it, better bubble on up.
Bitch, I'm high on cloud nine. Why you trying to stop my slime? It's my life. YSY. You won't miss me when I die. I can tell a fucking lie. I can change my fucking mind. I just think you stuck in time. Bitch, you cannot kill my vibe.
Make it. Tyler's friend, Tyler's fake, Tyler's hate. They're blame me. I'm fucking around sending ass to the nation. I'm running around and boom boom naked. Tyler's friend, Tyler's fake, Tyler's hate. They're blame me. I'm fucking around sending ass to the nation.
When you need me, call me. I'll be there in a hurry. I'm your blue dot bubble,
I'm
baby.
your blue dot, baby.
When you need me, call me. I'll be there in a hurry. I'm your blue dot bubble, baby.
Whatever you
Blue
need.
is everything.
Blue is everything.
Everything is green.
Everything is
Blue
great.
is everything.
Blue is everything.
Everything is green.
Everything is great. Blue day. New way, new you.
A blue day. A blue view of a blue you.
Man.
Y'all bubble on up.
How y'all motherfuckers feel this morning?
Good.
How y'all feel out there in the goddamn Blue Dot universe?
Roasted.
I know y'all feeling good in the Blue Dot universe. We feeling good right here at Blue
Feeling
Dot
bubbly.
Central.
Yeah.
We're going to call this Blue
Feeling
Dot
bubbly.
Central. This Blue Dot Central.
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
the rest of the world is the Blue Dot universe. How y'all
Hey.
feeling out there in Blue Dot
How y'all doing
universe?
today?
Because we doing real fucking good out here in Blue Dot Central. Can
Yeah.
we start the day off with an E-Handala?
Yeah.
E-Handala, Robo-Shy, E-Shekiete, O-Robo-Bobo-Shy, Yay, Source, Dabba-Doo, Dabba-Doo, Dabba-Doo Day, Dabba Day.
You know what time it is, Jack?
What time is
What time is it?
First 5 at 9. Those are the
First 5.
first 5 people
At
eagerly
9.
anticipating getting into the goddamn door. We starting off with
Who you got? Who you got?
Jaron Ashton. Then we got somebody new, Jamila Smith.
Get in here.
Then we got somebody named Y'all Love.
Yeah.
Then we got Guru Dex.
Ooh.
We got Lorenzo Smith at number 5.
Yeah.
And look at who the
Who is the one? Bum, 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 bum.
that's Master Goodis. She got her profile pic up here
back.
today, so she already on time in the place to be.
Yeah.
I'm about to put the link up here because Master Goodis is on YouTube.
All right.
So you see this link right here, Master Goodis? That's what you are assigned to do to come get yourself out of Wonk Wonk Land
Wonk
because you
Wonk
were number 6 at the
Land.
door and you did not get in.
Wrap it up.
Master
Wrap it
Goodies,
up.
she's on my Facebook page. I just want to give her a shout out. I don't know if it was my Facebook or Lynn's Facebook. She took some pictures the other day where she was actually just smiling. She looked so
Yes.
beautiful and pretty.
Yes.
She was just smiling.
Yeah.
She wasn't trying to be sexy.
Mhm, that was my page.
She wasn't trying to
Mhm.
lying. Come up and see me
Yeah,
sometime.
she just
big
looked
boy.
happy.
She wasn't trying. Women, listen, just hi,
Cheese.
smile. A smile means I'm approachable. You know, if really think about this for a second, when we talk about frames and destroying frames, if someone's taking a picture of you and you're posting on your Facebook or any page, if it's not a selfie of somebody taking a picture of you, you mean to tell me every time somebody take a picture of you, you like, or some sexy shit? Look at what you're advertising. We got to change our frame. We have to change our frame. A simple smile says, I'm approachable. That says I can be fucked. Now, I'm not talking about her specifically. I'm just using her to say she had a nice smile and it was so welcoming and was so beautiful. Just a smile. So we got to change our frame. But before we get into today's recap, I'm going to put something in your mind. Sizzle in your spirit, like Country Wayne say. I like that. I got to come up with my own saying, though. I don't want to steal that man's shit. I'm going to say something like,
Fry your mind.
I'm going to put it on your goddamn mind. I'm going to lay this on your mind, Jack.
Fry
But
your mind.
we hide from ourselves. A lot of us are not gotten what we want out of life. We haven't maintained the things that we wanted because we're hiding from ourselves. How can you have a perspective of anything when you're hiding? See, it's two things you do, fight or flight. Most of the time we run and hide. Rarely do we fight. We are running, hiding. What's your perspective from looking behind something? Can you really see clear? Can you really hear your true blue dot when you always hide? And guess what you hiding from? The man in the mirror. Oh, yeah.
You gotta break that.
You hiding from yourself. You're going to have to break that frame because you have a poor perspective of yourself. How you view yourself is based on a frame. You have created a frame. A frame is a frame, a fucking mental Rolodex of pictures. So when I say Mississippi, first thing gonna come up to your mind is what? Racism, right? So when you get to Mississippi, no matter where you at in Mississippi, Mississippi is racist to you. All right? So what time is it now?
Recap.
It's time for the recap, baby.
Come on, Chris.
Yeah.
Come on, Chris.
Yes. That's dope that you said that you used Michael Jackson yesterday, because even yesterday I had wrote down what he had said. I wrote that down yesterday during class. Michael Jackson, make that change. I knew I was going to want to bring that up today, but you already did it. Exactly. You have to make that change by breaking that frame. So perspectives, to change it, you must break it, then deliberately replace it. You must break it to change it, so that you could deliberately replace it. So now, like I was saying yesterday, we pulling all these blue dots, and I think these blue dots are dope as fuck. So I'm like, ooh, let me get a little bit of plant from here, and a little bit of smile from there, and a little bit of education from there, and some more fire from there, and some damn slippery, slurry, mellow miracles from there. You get what I'm saying? Some mumbles from there. Like I'm picking and pulling and deliberately building a frame that's and that will be that blue. Do you know how when we do the board and you got that circle around you? That's how you get that new circle full of blue dots of people that you know for sure are who you want to walk with on your shoulders. That's how I feel. Those are the people that you're going to reference. What would such and such do? What did such and such say about that? What enticed me about that person? What pulled me to them that I like? Let me make sure that I add that to my repertoire of things that I think is fucking dope as hell. You know, so that made me think about when I moved here, I had a New York state of mind. So it's funny that you're saying that. I remember saying to my friends, I made them record themselves speaking so that I can listen to it when I moved down here. Because in my perspective, my perception gave me the perspective, the frame of mind that said that South meant country, overalls on the farm type shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But Durham won't like that.
Oh, okay.
So even in how far south?
Yeah, and that's what I didn't realize, that Durham was the South before I came here.
Yeah, so I didn't see any of that. And by time, and if you drop your guard and have a good time, by the time that summer when I went back to visit, I had already picked up so many of the slang, South words, finna. Where you going? They like, what? And I didn't even take nothing about a semester of school. So yeah, I stepped back. I got here and I began, I guess, to change. That was the first time I changed my perspective. My frame was being broken when I moved here.
Ooh.
Go ahead, Sister Lynn.
Well, you know, when your vision changes, you got to go to the doctor and get new frames.
Yeah.
You got to get new lenses. Your sight changes from near to far. You develop astigmatism, a morphism of some change in your vision. Your eyes, literally the vessel in which we view things. When your vision changes, then you got to go get new frames. So it's a real life application, analogy that came to me. And then the other one from the Bible, if I got it right, check me, Javon, something about new wine. Like you can't pour it into an old vessel.
Mm-hmm.
So when you get a new thought, and because it'll break the frame, the new oxygen in the wine will fuck up the old pottery. So you gotta have to get a new pot to pour in the new wine. It's like when you take a hot bath and you like, I want new sheets on the bed, or you get a new hairstyle. You like, I need a new outfit. So when you get a new frame, it makes sense that you might decide, I want to move out of this fucked up neighborhood. I want to get some new, more, like Chris said, friends that's into some other shit. You know what I'm saying?
And you might not even know what that shit is yet.
Exactly. But you'll know it when you see it, if you're on the path of new things. You like, oh, that's some new shit I ain't seen before. I like how they do that over there. Let me cop some of that. Because it's very similar in athletics. You compete against the team, you get your ass whooped, and you like, I used to go up to the chick afterwards when we were shaking hands, like, yo, that was some dope moves you had. You want to show me how you did that? You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to get my ass whooped again. I want to have some new tools in my athletic repertoire so I can dish out some ass whoopings. The next time we bump heads, I'll have some more weapons for your black ass. So we ready when you are, Scrappy.
I'm R-E-D-D-Y.
You already. You got it.
Well, we want to talk about what's the problem, why we always hide from ourselves. We hide from ourselves, especially in our community. And you're always going to hear me say this. We are a what? Single mother community. So our men behave like single mothers. So we got two things we do: fight or flight. Fight or flight. Either we going to attack it, what we think is some man shit, or we going to run like it's some bitch shit. But we turn in situations that ain't even fight or flight in the flight or flight situations. They just dilemmas. Basic dilemmas. Basic decisions we have to make. Fight or flight. Fight or flight. Fight or flight. Think of a situation where this don't even have to be a fight or flight situation. It happens every day in a woman's life, and men's life too, when you don't want to be wrong. When you don't want to be wrong, you get confrontational. Why the fuck you keep asking me that shit? You ask me that shit all the time. When I'm going to pay you back? When I'm going to pay you back? Shit, I told you Friday. Why you asking me today? It's Friday, right? Oh, what's the problem? You want to fight? Because I asked you for my money back Friday? This is not a fight situation. Hey, I'm calling you, bring. You won't answer the phone. 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 So you're going to flight? I'm just calling you for my money Friday. This is not a fight or flight situation. This is a dilemma where you're just ashamed to look at the mirror and answer the phone and look in the mirror and say, I don't have your money today. I'm sorry. Can I give it to you another day? Most of us don't know how to deal with dilemmas. Why are you making something fight or flight when it ain't that big of a deal? I ask Chris and Lynn stuff all the time, simple questions. They get defensive, ready to fight, or they like, can we not talk about this now? And I'm like, I just asked you, did you leave the fucking window open? I'm trying to remind you, as a dude, you don't see leaving a window up like I see leaving a window up. I see leaving a window up as coming back home and there's a motherfucker in here waiting on us to kill us. I see leaving a window up as coming back home and all the fucking shit in the house gone. You see leaving a window up as a simple mistake. So when I ask Lynn or Chris or any person a question and they wanted to fight, defend themselves, guess what they do? Hey, did you leave the window up? You know, you do forget stuff too, Javon. Wow, you just threw a punch at me. You defending yourself? Okay, yes, I do forget stuff. I forget stuff like what the day is. I forget simple shit. Forgetting to let the window down is some catastrophic shit, right? Do y'all agree? Mm-hmm. Okay. But instead of just taking it on the chin, my bad, I left the window up. Well, you know you forget stuff too, right? You ain't perfect. Wow. So you want to fight. Did you leave the window up? I don't know. God. You want to run? Let's talk about the definition of a word dilemma. This is going to get good because dilemma is our problem.
Dilemma, a situation in which a difficult choice has to be made between two or more alternatives, especially equally undesirable ones. So a dilemma is when you got to choose between two things. You see that on the board? Left or right. Two things. And they are equally undesirable. You got that? So I tried to do what I did was a mirror. You got your blue. See, this green line is the mirror, right? This green line is the mirror. And you got your blue looking at your blue, and your yellow looking at your yellow, and your pink looking at your pink in the mirror. Y'all remember the song Nelly and Kelly Rowland? No matter what I do, it was called Dilemma. All I think about is you. Even when I'm with my boo, boy, you know I'm crazy over you. And Nelly said, I want to hit it you better. Right before I turn and leave, she said, you don't know what you mean to me. That was a dilemma to her. She was saying, I got a boyfriend that I'm in love with, but I'm fucking somebody new. And I don't know what to do. Right? She don't know what to do. That's a dilemma to her. I say, stay with your boyfriend, keep fucking the new guy until you get caught. That's what you've been doing anyway, right? So she finna fight or flight for nothing. Think about this. I've been fucking my boyfriend, but I'm in love with a new guy. I don't want to leave my boyfriend. So it's something good about the boyfriend, right? Well, you don't want to leave and just go with the new guy, so if something ain't good enough. So she got a dilemma. She done made a fight-flight situation out of something she been doing. Nelly said, I pull up and scoop you in the two-seater. Patti LaBelle played her mom in the video. Patti LaBelle said, don't be out here fucking with that boy and you go with somebody else. A dilemma, two opposing forces. An argument forcing an opponent to choose either of one or two favorable alternatives. I never forget a situation Lorenzo had said with his daughter, and it sticks in my head, and I use it to Chris and them all the time. Lorenzo had took his daughter out shopping and bought her a fucking dollhouse with dolls, whole lot of tea set and shit. He said, I'm about to put this shit together for Mariah. And when he put it together, it was real pretty, a lot of shit. Then he said, Mariah said, Daddy, can you come play tea set with me? He said, not right now, Mariah, Daddy tired. She said, you mean? You mean? She saw him as mean because he didn't do what she wanted him to do right then. And that's how we are. Even with ourselves. We look in the mirror, look at our true self. Change right now. You can't change right now. You mean I'm going to get sad. But I was telling Chris and Lynn yesterday using that example. When I was a little boy, if my daddy or I didn't have a father, but if my mama, she was like a man, or any man in my family would have built me a truck set or something. And I said, could you play with me? And they said, no, not right now. And I said, you mean? Yesterday they did. Crushed that shit. Kicked it over. That's what mean is. Right? Men, yes or no? How many people on the timeline?
Oh my gosh, Lorenzo just said that. I started to kick that goddamn Barbie doll house over.
And if she was a boy, he'd have kicked that motherfucking shit over. And taught her, you want to see what mean is, I take this shit back. My mama took all our Christmas presents back because we were snooping in the room, didn't even find them. We didn't even find the present. She said, since you want to be so nosy and goddamn snoop, let me show you what you got. We like, ooh, yeah. She said, now get your black ass in the car. We're going to take this shit back. That's me. But see, a dilemma to a woman, she never been in a dilemma. Because not only did he not kick that shit over, he probably said, okay, Daddy don't want to be mean. He going to play with you for a couple of seconds. So a woman is used to getting what she wants without asking for it. So now we have a generation of black men who want to get what they want without asking for it. Now let's talk about this shit. Dilemma. Men have dilemmas early on in life and they do shit like that. Kick that shit over. Boom. God damn it. Now what we have is what we call for us in our real life as we grow old. This is what the message is about. We have what's called a disorienting dilemma. Disoriented. I got a dilemma, a situation where I got to look in the mirror and choose between two things that's both of them is so I don't want that this shit got me disoriented. I can't think, like cognitive dissonance. You remember I said when you ask a woman a question, what happens? That's that disoriented dilemma. For no reason. Did you leave the oven on? I got to make a choice. I got to tell the truth. What? Because I damn sure don't want to tell the truth and admit I was wrong. Or I got the defense, fight or flight. Either way, my heart beating fast. I'm making some of this disorienting dilemma that is not.
It's a big fucking deal.
They do it all the time. Okay, the guy don't want to have a baby with you. He don't want you. You have a choice. Do I abort the baby because he don't want me? Or do I have the baby because he don't want me? We know what the fucking, our stupid ass fucking race does. You only have a baby because you want to go with a guy. So cut the dumb shit out. Look at yourself in the mirror. Let's talk about this disorienting dilemma. Because most of us, when we've reached that point in our life where that disorienting this dilemma is in our face, what are we going to do? Take off running to hide. Yeah. And you do it very well. You ever notice things about your life that people did to you? Every time you see them, your mind go recall, you fucked me over, blah, blah, blah. But you ever see somebody that you did wrong, your mind didn't escape that shit. You hiding from that. You hiding from what you did wrong. You ever notice the shit that you do wrong? You have an easy time not thinking about that shit? It's really you're playing the game. I fucked somebody over. I stole somebody's money. I'm going to be at the family reunion. You can walk in the family reunion, green, see Aunt Lucille know you done stole her money, and float around that family reunion on green bubbles. Why? Because you is not going to think about what the fuck you did wrong. Hey, cousin. Hey, sister. Good potato salad. You float all around the idea. You ain't even letting it enter your mind. You might see her, hey, Aunt Elma, and hug her, and it don't enter your mind that she looking at you like a fucking thief. You're playing the game. So why you can't do it when you go into the family reunion and somebody did you wrong, right? Mm-hmm. Or you go somewhere and somebody did you wrong, all you do is pink it. Pink thoughts. Pink thoughts. I used to tell Chris all the time, I said, you know how I know you cheating on me? She said, how? I said, bitch, because you always asking me, am I cheating? You ever notice that? The guilty person is worried about cheating. The person that will persecute you when you don't do what they want to do, think you're going to persecute them. Let's get into the message. Because this disorienting dilemma is the thing that we run from the most. Let's talk about it. And I'm teaching you some real college words. Yeah. Some PhD level shit. Yeah. So don't think that we just gonna green bubble. We're gonna put this all in perspective. See that mirror right there? We're looking in the mirror, right? Disorienting dilemma is the catalyst for perspective transformation. The second you have a disorienting dilemma, you're thinking about changing. And we know change is what? Hard. Uncomfortable. So we take off running. You can't get what you want unless you go through that disorienting dilemma, because the disorienting dilemma is the exact thing that does what? If anybody got any sense. What does the disorienting dilemma do? That occurrence in life, what does it do?
You asking us?
Yeah.
It lets you know something is happening to you.
Use what we've already known.
It's the mirror.
The disorienting dilemma does what? To start the change.
Oh, it builds the momentum. It starts
what makes you change your point of view?
Oh, the frame starts to break.
Boom. The disorienting dilemma is the thing that cracks the frame. So most of us, when we're introduced with some new information that goes against what we've been going with our whole life for our bullshit, we take off. Fight or flight, hide, man. You finna crack my frame, man. I know all Muslims is terrorists. Now I'm sitting here on the side of the road and a guy in a hee-haw Muslim outfit stopped me and said, how you doing, brother? Do you need some help? Oh, shit. This Muslim, who I have a frame that they all terrorists, has entered my point of view. This motherfucker asked me that I won't help. He finna crack my motherfucking frame. Now, this is a disorienting dilemma. Do I let this bomb terrorist help me? Because if I do that, my frame gonna be cracked. So I must defend. No, I don't need your help. I don't need your help, sir. Go ahead, keep it moving. Well, he gonna crack my frame. For I know it, I might be down at the Muslim temple dating a Muslim woman. He gonna crack my frame. Or do I run? Nah, man, I'm good. I'm good. Go ahead about your motherfucking business. I'm good. I got somebody on the way. Let's talk about this. But we talk about your perspective of yourself. What about when your true blue looks in the mirror at itself and don't like what it sees? Frame cracking time. Frame cracking time. Let's read it. Let's talk. It's a disorienting dilemma is a catalyst for perspective change. Dilemmas usually occur when people have experiences that do not fit their expectations or make sense to them, and they cannot resolve the situation without some of their changing their views in the world. I want to think Muslims are terrorists. So I will not let this Muslim help me change my tire. Because if I do, what's going to happen? I might change my motherfucking mind. So we run from that. All right, let's talk about what I wrote down. Because we're talking about this from a woman's point of view, because as men, we bitches anyway. You hide it from yourself. Every time you have this disorienting dilemma in your life, guess what's happening? You're looking at your ego in the mirror. You're yellow, because your ego is your what? Yourself. It's the representation of yourself, right? What you do is you get a look at yourself in the mirror and you're having a disorienting dilemma. I don't like what I've become. Do I want to change? Oh no, that's going to crack my frame. No way. So I'm going to run from this, or I'm going to defend myself to myself. See, we have a very good time defending ourselves to ourselves. You know you shouldn't have done that, but this, but that, but they this, but they that. What do you mean, Javon? What do you mean? Let's talk about it. Derrick Jackson, let's use him as an example. Derrick Jackson, at some point, looked in the mirror at his ego and said, you know, I'm making a lot of money talking about this relationship shit, and I'm making a lot of money doing this. But I'm fucking around on my bitch. And if I ever get caught, I'm going to lose my empire and lose my credibility. He looked at his ego and said, I don't like what I've become. Because he's having a disorienting dilemma. Should you become true blue and tell the world, I'm finna leave my bitch or become a polygamist? Or I like to cheat, right? Or are you going to continue this sweet guy up? This sweet, nice guy. Then he looked in the mirror one day when his ass got caught fucking them bitches. He ain't like what he had become. He hid from himself for too long. What do you mean, Javon? What do you mean? Let's walk this thing through. It's like the casting couch. Y'all know what the casting couch is? The casting couch is back in the day where if you wanted to be in a Hollywood movie, you had to fuck the director. Okay. That's just how they go. You knew you had to fuck somebody to be in a Bill Cosby movie. This is just how shit go. Roseanne Barr is a fucking lesbian. She said, I don't know what all these bitches talking about the Me Too shit. She said, I fucked for my TV show and I'm a fucking lesbian. Why? Because that was the frame. That was the pink frame. That was the frame. If you want to be a female movie star, you got to fuck somebody. That was the frame. So whether you was in LA, Chicago, a Disney movie, a Pixar movie, whatever point of view, you had to fuck somebody. Now Harvey Weinstein gets locked up because all of a sudden somebody changed the frame. I shouldn't have to fuck to be in a movie. That's male chauvinism. That's bad. And when they changed the fucking frame, what did all those women do? Looked at themselves in the mirror. I fucked 10 years ago. I fucked 20 years ago. I fucked 5 guys. And they didn't like what they see. So they had a dilemma. Do I keep silent? Like I already did? I didn't feel good about fucking and being nobody's movie, but I hid from it. I ain't finna tell nobody that shit. Now they got a dilemma. Looking at themselves in the mirror. What they gonna say? Bitch, that was 30 years ago. So what? I fucked to be in a movie. I don't like how I feel. I got to change my mind state. I don't think that little girls in the future need to have to fuck to be in movies. So I'm changing my frame and I'm going to change the world as a result of it. You know how many women, imagine, now some of these bitches be lying, but imagine how that is. Hey, I'm Drew Barrymore. You know me for Charlie's Angels and all these great movies. I'm Angelina Jolie. I fucked this old motherfucker to be in this movie, and I'm speaking up. I'm tired of the shame. I'm tired of who I have become. See, what you do is you look up and you say, I don't like what I've become. And if you look up and say, I don't like what I've become, if you don't face that dilemma, you're going to run or hide and do what? Stay exactly what you don't like you've become. Now, let's get into the message for real. That's what social media is doing. You don't like who you've become. Yeah. And social media allows you to hide from the world. Because guess what? If you got a lot of shit going on in the world, you ain't got a lot of shit going on here. It allows you to hide. I don't like who I've become. I don't like who I've become. I don't want to face this shit. It happens all the time. Most women, their first disorienting dilemma is with what? A man. Because you don't give a fuck about what your child thinks. That ain't no dilemma. You, my child, do what the fuck I said. That ain't a dilemma. The first time most women have a disorienting dilemma is when it's like, I think this about myself. I think this about myself. I shouldn't have to do this. And then they get with a man that they really love. And he says, skirt, look in the mirror. I don't like that. I remember me and Chris and our relationship at one time. She said to me, she said, I think I'm losing myself. I said, well, what the fuck are you losing? What she was saying was, I have created a fake person in the mirror. Yep. Now you are creating a new person who is a woman who what? Listens to authority, minds, allows a man to be in control. And she didn't like that. And that was a dilemma. Oh, you becoming a woman who has a good man who actually gives you good advice. You don't like that? Now she could have hid from that. Yeah. She's up here because, like she said yesterday, I told her, you as a woman is so fucked up in the head, I'm going to leave you. But if I left you now, you'll be so fucking crazy, you'll kill yourself and the kids. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up with a class called Bears and Bubbles to teach you. If this motherfucker really helps you, I'll stay. If it don't, at least I'll leave you in a good mind state. Mm-hmm. So every woman in this class or every man in this class, you know that you're the fucking problem. It's always you. You're the problem. Because when you have the dilemma, you don't want to change. It's always you. Every man in this class, every woman in this class could look at over their life and say, you know what? I could have made that relationship work. It was just me. Soon as they presented that dilemma to me, my face, I ran. I took the fuck off. Mm-hmm. Let's talk about it. Wow. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. You ever notice why when a woman get to a certain age, she let her son move in or go get a lot of cats? Because she look in the mirror, she don't want to face, you a old lonely bitch. She would rather be the lady who lets her son live with her, or the fucking cat lady, or the lady that volunteers to drive the van at church before she's known as what? Because what you gonna know her as is her yellow, right? The lonely ass old woman. She ain't no lonely ass old woman. She just created something new. Now, how do we fix this? How do we fix this? You see why I cut this in half? Let's call this the first half of your life. And let's call this the second half of your life. In order to change the pink things that have been into you your first half of your life, you're going to have a what? Disorienting dilemma and say, you know what? I need some what? New pink the second half of my life. And how do you go get new pink? Huh? You go out into this world and get a new perspective. But is that really what you want? What you need to do is this. Remember, we said these blue dot bubbles. Your second half of your life, you're going to need some blue dot bubbles. You're going to need somebody to look at you from a different perspective and talk to you. Why? Because your perspective of yourself, you don't like this. You don't like this. Now, what are you saying, Javon? Folks will remain on drugs because they can't crack that frame. What is a frame? A frame is a compilation of pictures. Imagine this was a picture frame with 100 million pictures on it about every subject in your life. So as a drug addict, my frame about addiction, when somebody says, Javon, you're going to lose your kids if you don't quit this addiction. That's a goddamn disorienting dilemma, ain't it? Mm-hmm. My children or the drugs. My point of view can't change because when I go to my frame and start opening up, my granddaddy was on it, my aunt was on it. Yeah. I've been doing this shit 15 years. I can't see myself not doing dope. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Not doing dope. I'm afraid to crack their frame. Take them motherfucking kids, man. Mm-hmm. Take them kids. So that's why their point of view is, you like, how could you let them take their kids? Because they wouldn't let somebody what? Crack their frame. Mm-hmm. How could you let someone take your kids over drugs? Well,
same frame.
I'll never forget, there was a story in my family where somebody in my family, older back in the day, said that her stepdaddy was trying to fuck her. So she said, she told her mama, which was somebody kin to me way back in the day, your husband trying to fuck me. She said her mama said, that's because you fast assing around here. Mama didn't do anything. Well, what? Grandma, this happened in the 40s. So my great-great-grandmother, her frame was this. You cannot survive without a man. Men pay the bills. The Ku Klux Klan will come to your house and bring your shit down. Women can't even get no jobs during this era. So somebody said, so your point of view allows this man to keep touching your child after he told you? Bitch, this is the only frame I got. A woman by herself ain't gonna survive. So from my point of view, if he liked my daughter, I'm gonna just change my point of view and turn my fucking head to this shit. Yeah. Why? And the person said that what happened was, they said, mama, my stepdaddy trying to fuck me. The mama didn't do anything. So the stepdaddy came and pulled his dick out and said they grabbed it and held on to it. And he screamed till the mama got there. And when the mama got there, said, I told you he trying to fuck me, mama. Said she kicked the daughter out. Because now she got a dilemma that she can't
run away from.
Stand and look at. Mm-hmm. So before she faced this dilemma of, she looking in the mirror now. She ran from it and fought it, which is fight and flight. Get this motherfucker away from me. Get this subject away from me. This is what we're doing, y'all. We're using social media and drugs and things to hide from ourselves, because when we come to the point in our life where we know we need to change, this dilemma is too hard. It's too hard. This is fucking with me. Too hard to change. Too hard to change. Some shit, you know deep down in your mind, you're not going to crack that frame and change your point of view until you deal with that dilemma. And that dilemma is always two things that you don't want to accept. You get it? If it's picked ice cream or shit, that ain't no fucking dilemma. I'll take the ice cream over shit.
Yeah.
But if somebody tell me eat shit or drink piss, that's a dilemma. Somebody tell me ice cream or fucking crab legs, that's a dilemma. I like both of them. You see what I'm saying? Sometimes in life, we don't want to face that situation, so we hide. Watch this. It happens all the time. Somebody can say, you wondering why you don't have a mate. Somebody could say, well, man, black women outweigh black men. Did y'all know that on average? Did y'all know on average, the average black man is between 165 to 180 pounds, and the average black woman is between 180 and 200? That's not even considering we know men taller than women. So when somebody's saying, you know, if a woman watching this, and I say it's hard for a black woman to find a man because black women outweigh black men. A lot of them outweigh black men, have 2 baby daddies. All of a sudden, this woman who has been hiding from this said, this motherfucker talking about me. That's what that dilemma is. This motherfucker talking about me. When you first, this is me. I'm never gonna get it like this. I'm never gonna get what I want like this. Do you decide to do what we said yesterday? Learn transformative knowledge as an adult? I ain't gonna never get it like this. Oh my God, I'm an old dog. I got to learn some new tricks if I want it. Or do you take off running, hiding from the world who can't see that you don't got what you said you wanted? I ain't willing to change to get it. So I hide. So nobody can see that I don't have it. I ain't willing to change to get it. So I get up every day and fight, defend why I don't have it. I don't have it because men ain't shit. I don't have it because women ain't shit. Everything is going on is a war. Or are you willing to say, you know what? God damn it, you're talking about me.
Yeah.
That's me.
Yeah.
Now, we know you can't go to the world in that second half of your life and get more pink. You're going to have to go get some blue dots.
Yeah.
You're going to have to get somebody that's been through what you've been through. This dilemma that we talk about, it's not a fun message. Because right now, I want everybody on the timeline, including y'all, to speak about a dilemma in your life where you over that hill, meaning you got to a point in your life where you, the person you had become, you didn't like how it looked in the mirror. And you said, I need to change. So you saying, I need a new ego. The first half of my life created this image, this Jesus, this ego, this yellow to the world. I don't like how that looked. I want a new ego. I can tell you one for me. I remember when I first decided I was going to leave my ex-wife. I knew I was a freak nasty motherfucker. She didn't even really want to watch porn. And I looked in the mirror one day. I started cheating on her. And I looked in the mirror one day and I was in church. And I was reading the Bible. I was in church and I looked at the mirror. I said, I don't like this fake church man I've become. who still drinks and smokes and fucks around on his wife. I don't like that. I had a dilemma. Now, I could have ran from the mirror, or I could have fought and defended why I do that. Well, everybody, shit, when I was growing up, the deacons used to smoke cigarettes high in church. I remember the niggas singing the quartet, used to drink liquor, all me and cheap, blah, blah, blah. I just didn't like acting like this church guy, knowing that my true blue want a church guy. So I had a dilemma. In order for me to love myself, I'm gonna have to either stop going to church, which I was believing in God. I knew I wasn't gonna do that because God is more supreme, or stop fucking around on them. Because the dilemma was, I don't like being a fake church deacon in the church fucking around on my old lady. So I looked in the mirror, I didn't like it. So I know I ain't gonna stop going to church. And I know I ain't gonna stop fucking around. So I gotta create a new image. See, before I was a ego representation to the world, a church man, we're gonna just abbreviate CM, church man fucking around. I didn't like that. So I said, in order to fix this situation, I'm not gonna fight it or flight it. I'm gonna leave that bitch and become a new man. I'm gonna be an open relationship polygamist. See, I don't mind how that looks. See, I can look myself in the mirror at that. I'm in an open relationship in polygamy. I have 2 wives. I'm free to smash me some if I want to, and they free to smash them some if they want to. See, I can look at myself in the mirror. That's the true me. That ain't even my ego. I ain't got to hide from that. See, when I say once you get to what? Blue is everything. See, everything is green. I'm all blue, man. I done killed this ego because I looked him in the mirror, and when I got to that disorienting dilemma, I ain't run from that shit. Right now, somebody watching this motherfucker, and you know good and goddamn well you got to change something. And the things that we know we need to change, if we don't want to face that dilemma, what do? We just push it back into our mind. Mm-hmm. Like we can always remember who touched us. I know exactly who touched me. We forget who we touched. I had the opportunity to talk to the person I touched probably not too long ago. Yo, when we was little, you remember that shit? They like, nah, I don't remember that shit. I said, yes, you do. You saying you remember that shit because we was boys and I was a little older. You remember that shit? He said, yeah, that was fucked up what you done to me. I said, man, I'm sorry. I was a little boy. Somebody had done it to me too. Easy as fuck to forget what we done. We always remember what's done to us. That was a disorienting dilemma to me. I hadn't seen him in 30 years. As soon as I seen him, because I'm in my true blue said, you remember that shit, dog? Man, go talk to that person. Instantly my ego said, hell no, man, we grown now, dog. You don't want to bring no shit like that up. Motherfucker might want to shoot you anything. But we were so young, I knew he would understand, but we was old enough to be young enough to understand, but young enough to be stupid. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. I know he won't gonna be like, yeah, nigga, you did this to me, pow, pow, pow. But the point is, my true blue, I had to clean my slate. Mm-hmm. That's just me. Now, before I saw the person, I ain't thought about this shit. But if I want true blue, as soon as I saw him, I'd switch to my ego. I don't like how that feels. I can't do that. Fuck that situation. If I owe you money and I ain't got it, I gotta call you. Mm-hmm. I don't like how that feel to be hiding from a motherfucker. I don't like how that feel to hide from myself. That's why I'm always willing to change. And say, yeah, I changed my fucking mind. I know I said that shit yesterday, but it's a different motherfucking day today. I don't like how that shit feel. Hiding. Because you don't want to face that dilemma. You don't want to fucking change. You don't want to change. This is adult learning right here. Why are you in here? What you in the class for if you don't want to change? Mm-hmm. Obviously, the motherfucking whatever so-called allies and friends you had before ain't got you the way you want to be. Stop hiding from yourself. You know what yourself is? Yourself is the ego. Yourself is the person you look in the mirror and your perspective. You look at yourself and don't say what you're not. When I look at myself in the mirror, I see a 43-year-old man who's very fucking happy with his life right now. And it's going to take a lot to get me off my fucking square. That's what I see. I see a man that is happy with Chris and Lynn. But if I want to fuck some, I may change my mind and do. I don't have to lie. I'm happy with myself. See, when you look in the mirror and you're not happy with yourself, it's because you won't go break that frame. You won't break that dilemma. You won't break that frame. And a lot of times you don't break that frame because if you go back and look at these pictures, you was the motherfucker causing the habit. You know, I look back in my life and I looked at all the things that have happened to me. And when I broke my frame and got rid of my ego, y'all know what I was able to do? Damn, that picture looks real fucking different. The same picture in my frame that I saw myself getting fucked over was somebody catching me in a fucking lie. Let's look at the frame. Oh man, I thought this was, my mom was so bad. No, my mom was beating my ass for trying to be slick and speedery. Oh, all these relationships. It's like you go back and you look at a picture and you realize, I'm the motherfucker that did the sneaky shit. Because you ain't in the picture if you ain't want to be there. Boy. You are not in any picture if you didn't want to be there. The only reason you changed the way the picture like is because you ain't get what you wanted. You ain't in no picture you ain't want to be there. Hit that button. We're going to go back.
Get you a good look at that board right there.
Listen, what just popped up to me was, so you remember when I had the dilemma with my mother not telling me about my stepdad who passed away, right? And her excuse, when I'm looking at her and she don't have no remorse on her face, her excuse to me on why she didn't tell me, she was like, I cry too much. And I was like, what type of shit is that? Like, this is what I'm thinking. I'm like, what type of shit is that? Is death, right? You cry. Well, first of all, she's not a cry. When it comes to death, she is one of those people that's like, we all gonna die. And that's probably because she's always been nervous about her dying. So she's disassociated her own way. Anyway, though, what I just realized, y'all see me cry here all the time, right? The whole thing been crying for the lie. Remember, with whoever watched me at first, and then when I realized, oh, I'm trying to stop crying when it's not a cry, it's the lie. And I just realized when now in this new frame I have, she won't saying she didn't want me to mourn. She's really saying in her blue, little girl, I've been dealing with you in these outbursts of crying fits, of these crying for the lies that I know I had to been doing because I like to lie too much. And of course, I'm not gonna say to myself, because we want to remove our, we don't want to say what we be doing, like you just said. So of course, I don't see myself as the liar through life. Like I'll be like, I ain't the person that say I got shit that I ain't get. Not that liar, but I'm the person that don't take accountability. And so as her being my mother, her parent, the person that needed to redirect me in this single mother home, right? She's probably been dealing with that shit, me crying for the lie so much. The last thing she just wants to deal with me with is crying. However, she don't tell me that. You get what I'm saying? But when you said that, I know who I am because I could look back at myself because I'm not in defense of that person anymore.
Right.
I'm looking at some of these
Oh,
comments.
okay. So that's I'm like, am I wrong? So what I'm saying is, I'm not taking up for her for not being able to communicate
Now
with
she
me.
was just saying, yo, I
You know,
ain't
I
ready
don't
to go
really
through that
go through all
fucking
that
fake
shit. You
shit
gonna
with you.
take me.
You don't love that man
Listen,
like that.
But even in that, let's just say I did. What she's saying is, your cry brings me through rides I'm not trying to go on.
And honestly, she really was saying, and I know if everybody in this class can look at you, you cry for the fucking lie. All women, when they dead caught in lying, they fucking start crying. So if the class can tell you you're gonna cry for a lie, you know good and goddamn well your mom was like, here come the cry for the fucking
really,
lie.
That's what I mean, when it's still all said and done, she overdue because she's the person that had to deal with that. And I know I had a sassy mouth, and I just know what I know. So I'm sure that it made that moment rather is, I noticed she don't care and she lying, or I'm tired of dealing with her crying all the fucking time when I'm trying to reason with her through her life. At that moment, I judged her for her blue saying, get the fuck from around me with this shit. I don't want to go through that with you right now. I made it about our life and the lack of a communication of love, and not about, she could have said, I'm guarding my own shit because I'm bubbling right now. You came over here unannounced to tell me some shit I don't choose to talk about right now with you.
Crying. Who wants a motherfucker to show up at their house unexpectedly crying?
No, I won't cry. I won't cry.
I know, baby. You know what I mean.
Oh yeah, but
she know what's finna happen.
Yeah.
You just showed up unexpectedly to talk about somebody that died.
I would have been crying.
You know what's happening next.
Yeah, I'm changing her perspective. I'm changing her moment. I'm changing her meaning.
So I was looking at the timeline. I wanted to see some examples of some people, something about their life where, you know, where you had to say, yo, maybe somebody can come on and speak on it. Who's supposed to? Mambos, you got to come in and wrap up the lesson. Mambo's goodies. Come on in here, sister. I'm going to tell you something else that I realized that was a dilemma for me. And y'all know this, when I started saying, motherfuckers got to pay me to keep me doing this shit. That was a real dilemma for me. Like me, I've always felt like people shouldn't pay people through the internet. I've always felt like, how fucking stupid do you got to be to listen at somebody through the internet you don't know? Yeah. I'm sitting here doing this shit. No, seriously. Come here, Lynn. Give me that camera. Give me that camera. Seriously. When I first started talking and teaching on the internet, I never asked for no money because I was like, I learned this shit. Somebody taught me. It's free. You know, and the more and more I saw these other guys doing it, I would get mad at them for doing it. And then it got to the point where I started doing Bears and Bubbles for free and, you know, just saying, yo, somebody give me a donation. And people don't give donations like that. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like I was watching Kevin Samuels. He was almost like, you know, when you make a motherfucker pay you, they respect you more. And that's so crazy to me. Like, I'll watch his show. And I really love the brother. I like the brother. I really like the brother because he's doing the same thing I'm doing. He's allowing women to show how fucking stupid they look on camera. That's what I did for Chris. I let her get up here and show how fucking stupid she looked, crying for them fucking lies. So, but like, say for example, this dude be like, oh, I got 1,000 people in the chat room. I don't got 1,000 likes. He'll hit the button. He might be like, oh, I ain't got enough likes. And stop the fucking feed. Them niggas be like, I ain't got enough cash apps yet. I ain't talking no more. Now, if that ain't some bitch shit. My frame ain't changed on it. That's some bitch shit. Give me some money now. If you don't, I'm going to stop talking. That's some goddamn bitch shit. But me coming up here saying, yo, every day you hear me say that shit, cash app. Give me a fucking cash app. Give me a fucking cash. Every day you hear me saying this shit. Last week we got 33. I want more than 33 this goddamn week. I want more. Why would I get up here and act like I don't want more? Before, I actually didn't want money. I promise you. I did not want money. When Umar and Polite, people was offering me money to come and tour and speak, and I was like, ugh. Now, I don't demand you, but I always say, yo, give me a cash app for what the fuck I'm doing. Mambos, come on in here, sister.
Hey.
Talk to us.
Peace, family. How are you guys doing? Thank you for the lesson. Very great lesson. Yeah, dilemma is a big thing that a lot of us are doing, and it's because of what we were doing when we was young, that 18 to, like 25, just doing whatever the fuck you wanted to do and not really thinking. And what I've learned from that was, back then I was talkative, but I would let little things fly by. People did something to me and I wouldn't speak on it. You know what I mean? So it kind of was making it look like I was a little punk or something like that. And that was not the case. It wasn't bothering me, but it would be like if somebody did something big, then I'm coming out, well, this day you did this day you did that. And it's like, you should have been said this when that happened. You know what I mean? So now when stuff happens, or I'm also placing myself in better situations, so little stuff like that doesn't even happen to me. Like how you saying, Chris, you find better blue dot bubbles to where you're always bubbling around. You ain't going by no womps to where like your body telling you like they're gonna be they're full of shit. You know what I mean? You're not gonna deliberately put yourself in these situations now that you know better. So I'm just at a point where speaking up, and not putting yourself in bad situations where you're going to fail. You want to know that you're going to prevail. That's what it's about. It's about always prevailing to something, even if it may not be $1 million shit. At least you learn how to make $1,000 to try to do that 1,000 times or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, thank you for that lesson.
I appreciate you, sister. We love you.
Love you too. I'll see you soon. Appreciate you.
All right.
I want to comment on something this brother right here said, and then I want you to put the camera on, Chris. Remember we was talking about this in the car yesterday? We was talking about this dilemma because Lynn is going through a lot of stuff in her schooling right now. We was talking about it, and I'm gonna let Chris explain this. Bumper Johnson says appeasing to the emotions of your wife or husband, and it backfires.
Yeah.
Now, when we was talking about this dilemma yesterday in the car, tell them what you said you used to say to me. Go ahead.
What I used to say when I used to be like, when I start crying, like I don't want to think about it no more. I'm too aware of my life.
Yeah, and what do you used to say?
Yeah, I used to be like, I'm too aware of my life. That's what you mean, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to be crying like I was once he broke the frame and I was really aware, I used to be crying sometimes like, I'm too aware of my life. I wanted to stop. And and when I was saying it back then, I didn't realize the detriment. So I could see the things that I did say to counteract against what I was learning and why I stayed where I was so much longer. You know what I'm saying? However, on the other side of it, what I realized had happened when he broke the frame, I felt like I was empty. It felt dark to me because I had to start to build myself back up, these things, put some things back in my shit in a new bag. And because I had been walking around just haphazardly making decisions and doing shit, you making mistakes and having kids and shit, right? And so now I am cognitive. I'm paying attention, and I was feeling overloaded because my brain, I hadn't been paying attention to the process.
Now,
but I've always been making the decisions because you can't do shit without the decisions.
Now, there we go right there. That's what I wanted to say. It's something else that I wanted her to say, but we'll get that to that. She was crying and saying, I'm too aware of my life. Meaning that was the first disorientating situation. I'm too aware of what's going on. Meaning, for the first time, I'm not looking at my life through the frame of a victim. You're showing me how I've been fucking my life up. I tied my tubes. I dated the dope boy. I missed school all them days. I was the one out here saying these nasty poems. And it's like, she was like, I'm too aware. And let me say this, I'll never forget, and I want you to speak on this. You can speak on it in a comical or serious. One day, my wife was like, please lie to me.
Oh, that, yeah.
Please lie to me. Yeah. I said, what do you mean? She said, do you miss me when you go? I said, no, I'm at work. I'm a school teacher. I got a lot going on.
Just tell me you do. I said, please lie to me. Explain to them how you used to beg for me to lie to you.
So this is the thing.
And hold up. That's what Bumper Johnson, that's why his comment, appeasing the emotions of your wife or husband, and it backfires. I would never do that for her. And that's why she's where she is today. Speak on that.
Yes, definitely. It's definitely laughter to me because I see what I was begging for. I was begging for me not to, please stop making me feel this disoriented dilemma that's really not a dilemma because I already signed up for it. Please stop making me stand
Why you always look at the board?
Because I like to look at the words. I be thinking the words of it. Anyway, because I need to stay straight. So I just he used to always say, Chris, this is not cotton candy, but you got to think I'm this hopeless romantic that thinks I'm looking for this fairy tale type of love. And to me, oh my goodness, the universe drops this 6'6" handsome guy, and I'm ready to be submissive. A wife, I could cook, I could clean, right? He like, but bitch, you don't cook like that. You don't clean like that, whatever. And I'm like, wait a minute, you're destroying my fake shit that I had in my mind. You're making me have to.
Please tell me you like the fucking chicken. I don't like it.
And so when
just tell me it's good. No.
He was just,
who asks somebody, please lie to me? Yeah. Now, what I will say, that's the level of honesty that she has in her, because other women will sit back and just let a nigga lie to them and they want to be lied to and act like they don't know it. Like, please, who the fuck says, please lie to me? Make me think you feel a way that you don't feel, because if you don't, I'm going to have to face myself.
And so, look,
wow.
So when people say it like you handling me some type of way with this shit, let me tell you something. You talk about a bitch aware. Oh, I know where the fuck I am. There is no syndrome happening. There is no nothing. This is a person who is saying, yo, this ride I'm on, I like this bitch. And every way he take me, even sometimes that shit go a little high, dip me down. I might get a little sunken in the stomach. But I like this motherfucking ride right here. And as soon as, because he wouldn't let me hide from that moment, because y'all remember, I ain't been standing up for myself since Beautiful in the 4th grade, since the Sex in the 7th grade, but I still been hiding. Beautiful ain't make me read more. The Sex in the 7th grade ain't make me stop fucking. So it's still been about I felt my man in my mirror, that representation. I kept judging myself based on what I thought everybody would think of me, which did we really even know that? So yeah.
It's always a dilemma. And see what happens when that dilemma occurs and you got people in your life and you're not ready to deal with that dilemma, you're going to besmirch the closest people to you. Yes. It has happened to me before. I've had friends that was over my house every day eating. Every day. Come by my house every day and eat and have a good time. Every day. One dilemma. The next day, he's abusive. Mm-hmm. He was mentally abusing me. What? You've been over here laughing and joking on social media
just yesterday.
Every fucking day. Every day. The second we have one situation where I say, hey, I'm the goddamn boy and you're the goddamn girl. And this is how this go. The next day on social media, his wife has got Stockholm syndrome. I had Stockholm syndrome. He was mentally abusing me. What? How many times have you besmirched my character? How many times have you besmirched your own father's character, men's character, because you are sitting here, don't want to listen? And I'm like, yo, Chris, you just don't want to listen to a man. And you say, it's because I didn't know my daddy.
Yeah, I mean, I gave myself more. And this is the thing, when you don't be accountable. Yeah, you mean. That's right. I've been walking around calling everybody mean but me. And I know I know how selfish I am being on the other side. Man, you looking
mean right now.
Being on the other side.
That girl hot, boy. That girl hot. We got to get an AC for Lynn quick. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, I really fucking get it. So I know how much I've been walking around thinking motherfuckers is mean. So, which means I'm always telling my story back to myself the way I remember it. It's only through the meanness. But because like you say, how we let ourselves off the hooks, if I'd have seen who I was, I'd have just understood why the fuck people maneuver like that. Girl, you know how you like to feel. So another motherfucker know how you like to feel. And the funny part is, that's why when I said yesterday, after yesterday's class, how it came around for me totally, because what I fucking enjoy about Jay is the fact that his blue baby be screaming, and I've been walking around damn screaming and shit, acting like I don't screaming for my blue baby to do what the fuck it wants. And that's all I wanted. And then to add to the marriage thing, of course I'm having a dilemma, because the first dilemma is that I want to be a wife. So if you go back to that class, remember when you was like, how the world see us?
Yeah, that's a dilemma in itself. I want to be a wife.
I want to be a wife. I went to church when I started to break the frame of being in the streets, and church started to say it's better to marry than to burn. And I'm like, well, I've been fucking since 12 and I ain't never stopped. So now you telling me I got to govern my pussy? I didn't want to have to do all that. So to me, it was important. More than it was important that I had a daddy for my kids. Now that might would have been what I felt got me there. But to me, getting my shit right was like, I don't want to stop fucking. Let me get a husband. But a husband is saying now you attached to one dude you expect to fuck. And you know you like entertaining. So it's been dilemma on
Look how she
dilemma.
just Jada Pinkett does.
What?
She said, you know you like entertaining. You know you like fucking other people.
Well, you want me to name it? I like the fuck. I like the. You want
I'm
me to?
joking with you.
Okay.
I'm joking with you.
No, okay.
She
I'll
said,
name it if you want. Since
I gotta be with one husband, and I like entertaining.
Yeah, but you know,
that
I like
some
newness.
shit grandma
I like
say.
Newness. So when I say entertaining,
Chris,
I love flirty.
I'm playing with you. It's a morning show.
Yeah,
it's a morning show. I can joke.
Yeah.
So check this out. That's a dilemma in itself. I want to be a wife, but I don't want to listen to a man. That's a fucking dilemma in itself. Mm-hmm. I want to be a wife, but I don't want to listen to a man. Everybody wants a man until a man start acting like a goddamn man.
Yeah.
Yeah, you really think about that?
Oh, is that what a man is?
So, Lynn, what you think about this? Because the whole dilemma shit, you know, you going over that in school right now. What do you think about this message, and just your recap of how you feel about what's good?
I think that the disorienting dilemma is crucial to our growth and development. Yeah, and to learning. It's similar to learning. You know, we got words all jacked up how we use them, and they all apply in the context. And you know, we like to put a negative connotation on things, especially when we're the fucked up person. Like brother Rodney just said, he said, you know what? It's easier to play the blame game when you're the one that's fucked up. And so it's like you are disorienting me. However, I'm the one that needs the new information because my frame is fucked up. You know what I'm saying? And so the fact that we call it a dilemma when it's really a disorienting opportunity. Yeah. To learn some new shit. It's not a dilemma.
If you see you want to change.
Exactly. Yeah. If you are deciding that you're welcoming this person or situation into your life, then it's like, okay, let me not let this disorient me. Let me let it direct me. And let me let it not be a dilemma. Let me let it be a direction. You know what I'm saying? Because it is my frame. Like he said, you're not in a picture that you don't want to be in. So if I'm in a position where I'm being disoriented by a dilemma, I'm in somebody's frame or somebody's in my frame voluntarily. We chose that. Even if it's even if I'm in the wrong place at the wrong time and I ran into the wrong motherfucker, I chose to go there and have the conversation.
You in there.
And that's what
I'm in somebody's frame and somebody's in my frame. So our frames got to crush. They got to crash. It's the crash of the tide. And somebody's got to, when we enter into each other's frame, somebody's frame has got to crack unless we got the same frame.
Let me give you a good example real quick. Let me give you possibly. I ain't even think about it. Let me give you a good example because I don't want to lose this of a perfect. When you get a chance, watch I Am Athlete with Dwayne Wade. I Am Athlete. It's a YouTube show with Dwayne Wade, and it's Fred Taylor, Dwayne Wade, and Ryan Clark was on it that day. And they had Dwayne Wade on there talking about his son that changed to a girl. And it's the perfect example of a disorienting dilemma because Dwayne Wade was like, yo, I'm a man from Chicago. Like, we don't play that gay shit, you know, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, when his son was 3 years old, he just looked at Gabrielle and was like, and she was like, this motherfucker might be gay, right? And he said at 3 years old, he noticed this. So he said what he did. He said he hid the boy. He said, he watch it when you get a chance. Dwayne Wade was like, when he was 3 years old, I realized this motherfucker is sweet. He said, I hid him. He said, I didn't pick him up for no family portraits. Every time we would have a birthday party, I would try to make sure he not there. He was like, I was hiding this boy. He was hiding this boy. He was hiding the son that he thought was going to be fruity. And he said one day his son was 8 years old and he was at school and they said, well, draw a picture of yourself. And he said his son drew a picture of himself in a dress. And the teacher called him. Mr. Wade, Gabrielle, come down to the school. Want to talk to you about your son. He get down there. He said, basically, your son Zaire drew a picture of himself in a dress. Now, we was going to put everybody's picture on the wall, but because he drew a picture of himself in a dress, we was like, nah, let's talk to his parents first because the kids in the school gonna fuck with him. So he said he's sitting in his office and he asked his son, why did you draw yourself in a dress? And the little boy said, Daddy, because I want to be a girl. I feel like a girl. It was at that very moment that he had a disorienting dilemma. He already saw the writing on the wall. He said it was that very moment. He said, okay, NBA star out of the door, Dwayne Wade out of the door, Gabrielle Union out of the door. He said his son said, Daddy, are you ashamed of me putting my picture on the wall? And it hit him. Uh-oh. He said, I knew my life was finna change because that hit him. He said, when I looked at my kid, he said, I already knew I was hiding this boy. He said, that's when I knew. Time for some adult transformative learning. He said he went and started researching transgenders and learning because at this point, he knew he was going to stand with his motherfucking child. Wow. And you can't get a better example of that. That man had to go and the crazy thing is, by the time he finished, and you know those boys are athletes, they pressed him like, man, you know, blah, blah, what the fuck? Come on, man, get the fuck out of here. They pressed him. And he answered those questions. And they said, well, why you do the pink hair? And he said, man, sometimes it's just to fucking show that I'm a celebrity, a superstar. It's a pandemic. He like, I'm a basketball player. I'm used to being in the highlight. He was like, so if I put a picture of me and Gabby dancing and then get 100 million views, he said, that make me feel like I'm hooping. He like, nigga, I've been a star my whole life. He like, I like being in the fucking spotlight. But he was like, also some of it is so that he'll take the scrutiny like, nigga, you weird. That's why your son weird. He said, I'll take that on. He was like, I knew I was going to have to take that on. So that's a perfect example of a grown ass man who that dilemma fell in his lap. Like, you got a gay son or transgender son. What you going to do?
Well,
and he changed his mind.
Shit, to me, yeah, they know us. We regular people. This lifestyle, you know, and making this decision. And although I brought it to your, you know, attention, you don't know how you're gonna feel till you live in it, right? And so, Lynn, and you can attest to this. I went to Lynn one day, and I was like, okay, I had to do something because you cool as shit. I knew you was before you came into this household. You don't be in my way. You know what I'm saying? You playing your role. And I'm still feeling jealous about some things. I'm still holding on to some things. And I was already feeling a dilemma when I went to her. Remember what I'm talking about? And I said, I just got to say, I'm gonna be happy. Remember, I said, because I know what my life used to look like. I said, you don't know, so you won't know if he do something with you that he didn't used to do with me, or the fact that I had to do her hair because we don't pay for shit like that. So I understand how our structure is set up. So I'm doing her hair, and her hair was growing about 3 inches a month, and my shit falling out every time I turn around. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like I'm doing her hair, but I got to still do that shit with love. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe in putting that vibration over anybody and stuff like that. And that was part of that thing that I know him being a master teacher was like, you gonna do it. You know, so not in no putting your foot down, and what was needed for us to bond, because she had to feel humbled enough to sit in my chair or between my legs and understand, knowing what was happening, what she was allowing me to do for her, right? And so after she had been here for a while and I still had some of these moments, I'm like, well, first of all, I understood my frame had been shattered. This is not what marriage was on the Cosby Show or nowhere I had ever seen. So I needed to stop looking for something that I wanted to validate this decision. I had to wait until it grew into what it needed to be. And the only thing I knew I could do so that I could stand out, get out of my way and not feel that disorientedness, because I had been out of that sunken place for so long, was to say, you know that you fucking feel good right now in this moment talking to your sister. You know where she set this vibration. You know that you appreciate the smiles and the you know, just the shift in the energy in the house. That's the thing you have to be happy about right now to be able to get to the next step. And I was not willing to hide that anymore. So let's do videos now. Let's get back into class. Let me go into this next stage as a willing person who has changed their point of view, because now I'm creating a new frame.
That's dope shit. I don't remember the conversation specifically, but I just remember, or that moment. I remember the conversation. I don't remember the context, the specifics of the moment, but I was definitely happy for you, you know, in coming to that conclusion, because it was a frame breaking, you know, and that goes back to my point. I think just in entering into a relationship, any kind, it's like we said, the approval, the bonds, and for whatever reason that we decide to create those, we already know we're going into a frame breaking situation, you know. And so I was glad for you in making that choice, in that decision to put on some new goggles.
I had to use the board. I had to use one of those classes. Like, I might didn't always connect the dots like I needed to, but I knew which board I needed to jump on to be able to advance to the next level. And I was like, there's no way I could stay here. I know too much. So let me take these tools. When you don't want to just be accountable and do what you got to do for you because you all right already, it's just your meantime. Well, then Master Teacher has given us a plethora of ways to make it to the next phase. And if you stuck anywhere, you just want to be, you just like people trying to see about you.
And me as a dude, you know, navigating, like I had to navigate in a way because I know Chris. I couldn't tell, man, I love her in front of Chris when shit first started popping off. Now I could just say, I love y'all. Y'all my beauty queens. I love y'all so much. Kiss both of them. But I couldn't do that at the beginning. I could have, but I mean, I'm a dude, so I kind of know how to maneuver. You know what I'm saying? That's another thing. If anybody want to be polygamous, you can hit us up and we can help you get through it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But that's something I do believe, I think we're gonna do in the future. But you know, like that ain't my thing. Just to, yo, we polygamous and who want a class? That ain't my thing. So, but if in the future, if somebody wants some information, you know what I mean, that's a whole nother thing. But man, we about to get out of here, man. You gotta break that frame. You cannot run from that dilemma. And some of us been hiding from that same dilemma years. Think about this. Some of us have been hiding years from the same motherfucking thing. And some of it ain't even a real physical thing. It's just what I think they gonna think. Some of it ain't like I gotta leave somebody for somebody.
Yeah,
it's almost like I gotta
wow.
do this and they gonna find out that I didn't change my mind. I think one of the biggest things that Umar Johnson can do is say, yo, I'm changing my mind about that school. I think he's tied himself and made himself a slave to that. I wanted to start a school when I first stopped teaching high school because I missed the kids. I miss the kids. I miss being an educator. But I knew I wasn't gonna go out here and start no fucking GoFundMe to start no school or go out here and start begging for donations to start a school. I started cooking and raising money for a school. I opened my own facility. Why did I do that? Because when I decided I ain't want no fucking school no more, I said, you know what? I don't even fucking miss these kids no more. I don't want no school. And I didn't take up no money. I didn't owe nobody. That's why when I do this Bears and Bubbles class, I do this out of love. And I ask you, yo, do you mind donating a Cash App for the information you're getting? Because if I decide I don't want to do this motherfucking shit tomorrow, I will fucking stop and not give a fuck what nobody thinks. Because you done got whatever you was supposed to fucking get. And you ain't paid me no salary, no check, no nothing. And that's why these pastors can't stop. They keep preaching lies and teaching lies. They fucking kill. That's why these men of God kill themselves. You fucking kids, you fucking women, and you preaching lies. And you can't stop because your paycheck is attached to it and you want to stop. So I ask you to Cash App me. You know what I'm saying? Cash App me out of your own recognizance, out of your own motherfucking volition, out of your own volunteering. But I'm going to be here. I love this class. This class is a part of my life. You know what I'm saying? But yo, God damn. You got to be willing. You got to be willing to have that motherfucking dilemma and face it. Face that dilemma. Face that dilemma. Face that dilemma. Face that dilemma. Let's get out of here, y'all. You got to face that dilemma for life. You better face that dilemma. You got to face it now.
Face it, you could do it.
And now for the time we've all been waiting for. Touch yourself everywhere. Master your own bake, baby. Oh!
Celebrate your body.
Look here, family.
And enjoy your mind. Face that goddamn dilemma, y'all.
Share our art with y'all. Because we believe art is life. We live colorblind. There must be life. Because life imitates art.
Yes, sir.
And we just want you to live your best life. Decorated with all kinds of colors. No lace fronts and no makeup. And choose who you want to dance with.
Let's celebrate this life we know.
Yeah.
Let it all go.
Anniversary. Just keep it funky, baby. Yeah.
Celebrate your body.
And enjoy your mind.
Enjoy your mind.
Find a way to keep winning. Supernatural travel. Supernatural travel. We live color.
Come on, y'all. Let's go to a place where we go. Nobody knows. Let's celebrate this life we know. Let it all go.
And it's beautiful. Celebrate your body.
It's a whole lot of shit you're doing over there, Chris.
That's right. Right. I'm in a boom boom.
But I like it. And now here comes my least favorite time of the day. Kick your motherfucking feet back and groove with the momentum of this class. Share this class with somebody like-minded. It's like church. Bring somebody to church tomorrow, goddammit. Bring a visitor tomorrow, and when you bring your visitor, whenever you bring your visitor, say, I got a visitor in the house. Bring a visitor. But more than anything, please, 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 Cash App us. Help us keep these lights on, man. We got to get an AC in here. Look at Lynn's face. Go to your face, Lynn. Y'all ain't gonna get the happy Lynn with it. We don't get an AC.
It's hot in this mug.
We're gonna get us an AC unit in the window very soon. That's probably gonna be about what, 300-400? You know what I mean? We gonna have that motherfucker, I believe, by next week. In the name of the Father, Son, and the Ihandala. Ooh. Can I get a team on 3? 1, 2, 3. Team.